I'm Joe.
And I'm Ben.
And we're the Bourbon Boys. Let's pour a glass. Welcome back. We're glad to have you again. Today we have something that I've been wanting to try for a while. 1792 Foolproof. It's kind of hard to come by. You can find it. Obviously, we found it, but you got to hunt for it, and it's not available very often.
No.
I missed out a couple of them, but I was able to score a bottle recently. So this is one of the hotter bourbons that I have tried. This is 125 proof. Looking forward to it because the 1792 small batch is one of my favorites. I think one of the best bargains out there. This is a little more, and I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it. I want to say 60 bucks.
I was going to say 50 or 60.
It's about 60 bucks, I think. I'll double check on that, but I'm pretty sure it was 60 bucks. So it's considerably more expensive than the low 30s that the small batch is, but it's also a lot hotter. So we'll see how this is. It's made by Barton, very old Barton, same company, 1792 Distillery. Has a medium mash bill, I think 18% rye mash bill.
Mm-hmm.
Medium rye mash bill, and then 74 corn, and the rest is malted barley. So I'm looking really forward to it. Have you had this before? I have not ever had it. So it's been sitting on my shelf for a couple weeks, waiting for Ben to come over here so we could do this.
Ooh,
wasn't the best cork pop, but that was all right. We'll see. It was all right. We'll see. I've been told by some people that this drink's pretty hot, so we'll see. They recommended that you let it sit for 20 minutes, which sometimes you can do. Well, Ben's going light. I went heavy. Ben went light.
It's not my bourbon. I don't want.
You can go ahead, pour some more in there, man.
Oh, I do need a little bit more. I do need a little.
Come on, man.
Sorry, here we go.
Since when are you shy with somebody else's bourbon?
That's true.
You know what? It doesn't have as heavy a nose on it as you would think for
strong,
being that.
Yeah.
Smells nice. Smells very similar.
Yeah.
To the small batch. But no, I expect to have that really punch. It doesn't have a lot of hot alcohol on it or anything, so we'll dive right in. All right, we had some minor technical difficulties there.
Figured it out.
I think we're working on it. But so we've been sitting here for about 20 minutes, and the alcohol is coming through actually a little bit more. And when you sip it right out there, it doesn't hit you right off the bat like you think it would. But man, the finish is pretty strong, and you can't really taste the flavors that much because the alcohol is so strong in it. Yeah, it's still the same. It's just mostly the heat that you're getting from it. So we're going to try a little bit of ice in here. Whoop. It doesn't taste bad, and it's not even as hot as you think it would be. But yeah, see the ice sinks in it because the alcohol content. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. And it does, if you can see, it has a lovely color.
Very nice
really
color.
like the color. But the color doesn't bring any flavor or anything. It just looks kind of cool. Let's see if the ice.
So I'm tasting a lot of that alcohol, a lot of the burn.
It's really, you can really get it in your nostrils every time you bring it up there. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to finish our glasses, and we'll come back with our final thoughts on this one. All right. As you can see, we have finished our glasses.
Took a while.
Took a little bit. This is definitely a sipping whiskey. Not one you're going to gulp down, and you will feel it.
Yeah.
It hits you. I'm a little disappointed overall, though, because the predominant flavor in this, I'm such a big fan of the small batch, and I thought this was just going to be, just more flavor, more pop, more everything. But really, what you get is more alcohol with it and less flavor. The predominant on this one for me was constantly flavor, and then it just sits. It doesn't hit you in your mouth super hard like some whiskeys do, but it just sits right here for me. It just burns. And I mean, it did a little bit better letting it sit. We let it sit for what, about 15 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say about that.
Yeah, I talked to some people about this, and they said you're going to want to let it sit for 30 minutes before you sip on it, which we didn't do that.
No.
So we might try that, and we'll get back with you on that one to see if that helps. But we did, by the time I was done, it had been 30, 40 minutes from the time we poured it with our technical difficulties. From the time we finished, we added a little water to it, and you could start to, on the nose, you could smell some more flavors coming through, but not a lot, really. And on the palate, it was just, like I said, mostly the alcohol the whole time I drank it, and not bad. There's some flavors there, but they're muted. Yeah. The finish is mostly, you notice the burn. There's a real, like a muted flavor in the background that you taste, but overall, I was disappointed. What about you, man?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed compared to how much we both loved the small batch a lot. So we had high expectations for this, but yeah, I mean, like you said, it's kind of, you don't taste the alcohol right away when you initially sip. After a while, you're gonna feel it right there burning, and
feel on the finish. You really feel it on the finish.
Yep. But yeah, disappointed, I think, is a good.
I mean, this is, I did check on the price on this. I paid, I think, $46 is retail for this. So we're in a controlled state. So this is what I paid for. It was $46, which the small batch is $31. And if you had the choice between the two,
small batch every day,
I would too. The small batch I really enjoy. This one here, I wouldn't turn it down if somebody gave it to me. It's not horrible. I guess it's more of a disappointment. We had high expectations for this. It's a higher price point. I was expecting more out of it, and I didn't get more. I feel like I got less. I paid more and got less.
Yeah. Yep.
So, what would you put this one for flavor, man?
Flavor, I'm gonna probably go around a 3.
Yeah, tops 2. I'm thinking 2.5.
2.5.
2.5. There's not a lot of flavor. It's just the alcohol on it. What about value?
Well, see, value probably go with the 2 as well, because it is kind of on the high side of the
Yeah,
price.
I'm gonna give it 2.5s across the board. It's not horrible. It's okay, but like I said, for my money, this is harder to find. You got to hunt for this. You might have to wait in line for this. It's not worth waiting in line for. No. Especially when I could walk right in most places and get the small batch, and I enjoyed that much more than this, and I'm going to pay less. So I'm giving this, no more than 2.5, 2.5 on value, because it's got the same brand and just a different expression of it is cheaper and better than this one is. So we might try it again and let it sit for a half hour, 30, 40 minutes, and see if that helps it at all. It did help a little bit with some ice in it. Like I said, it's not so strong that you can't drink it or bite you that much, but it just mutes everything else in it. You're just not getting anything else from it.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree. Yep.
We'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time, man. Thanks.
See you.
All right, so the 1792 Foolproof, which you've just been watching. This is a week or two after we did the initial one, and we said if we got a chance, we were going to pour some, let it sit for a half hour. This has actually been sitting more like 45 minutes probably, because we got kind of tied up, to see if that helps, because how much we enjoy the 1792 small batch, and this didn't really hit it for us, and disappointing. So we let it sit air out a little bit and see if that helps a little bit.
I think the nose.
I will say this. So we're the room, we had it sitting out in this room, and we were gone for a while. And as soon as we walked into the room, whoa! You can smell that.
There's the bourbon.
It's like we have a bourbon air freshener in here.
It's not a bad thing, then.
But yeah, immediately we walked into the room. So this is, like I said, we're going to give it a shot, see if it lets some of the flavors come through. When we tasted it, as you were just watching, the predominant thing was just the alcohol, and it seemed to drown out and mute all the other flavors that were in it.
I'm going to say, smelling a little bit more, but still smelling alcohol.
think that helps it,
Helps it,
but
yeah.
still, it doesn't really jump out at you, does it?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we're almost out of ice here. But I took your ice. You can dump just a little bit of that little cold water in there.
Same thing.
That helped it the last time a little bit. But man, it's just, yeah, it drinks hot still.
It's just a hot one.
I mean, it just
what
not,
you
and
get.
it doesn't hit you hot when you first sip it. It's after you
It's
swallow.
like you had a spicy pepper or something like that. It just kind of sits
it
there.
builds. The spice builds
Yeah.
a little bit as you sip on it. Now, as soon as you add a little water to it, I'm getting a better scent from
Yeah.
it for sure.
Tastes pretty good after that water being put in there.
Yeah, you water it. That definitely it helped before. I don't know if the airing it out helped a whole lot.
I don't
with
think
it.
too much.
No. But still, I don't think this changes my opinion of it. I think this is, if you like really high, really hot bourbons, this might be your ticket. But for me, I enjoy a lot of the higher proof bourbons, but they don't have to be hot like that.
Right.
We drink too many of them that are higher proof that you don't experience that heat to the point where it overwhelms everything else. But for my money, the $31 for the small batch for this is one of the best deals out there, in my opinion. And I would pass on this one next time, I think, and just go with the small batch. So
Yep, I agree.
that's our opinion. We love, again, as always, we'd love to hear from you, see what your opinion is on it, and until next time.
See ya.